We back at it, man. We back at it, man. Back at it, back at it, back at it. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 2. Let me make sure my mic is sounding good before we get into anything. Okay, mic is sounding good. Mic is sounding good. Big salute to everybody who's popping up on all platforms. We are live. Let me make sure my mic is up there. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, aka Twitter, as well as on Kick. We got a lot to get to today, man. You know what? I was going to play some music in the beginning of this, but you know what? We'll save that for another time. We'll save that for another time. Big salute to everybody who's popping out, and big thanks to everybody who's been sending me birthday wishes on my birthday today. I got Steel_X who just said he unfollowed. Yeah, suck your mom. And yeah, man, we over here, man. I got a list of topics. Let's get into the topics. All right, we'll get into the birthday formalities and all that stuff in a minute, but let's get into our list of topics. First off, starting off with the YT rules that are going on right now, aka the YouTube rules, the new changes. I want to get into that just quick. It's not a real topic, but the main topic that I want to get to is police accuse Top5 of robbing a sneaker store. Also, I have the I have the exclusive here from the Joeazy hearing from somebody who was there at the hearing, and something that happened that was crazy that we'll definitely get to. Moji speaks on the Reddits and the social media, the different blogs that have been talking about his name over the past time since he's been away. We'll definitely get into that. Indians crash out on other Indians. I want to definitely get into that as well. The Canada school shooter case, we have to get into that. And I got a couple more topics over here. The Toronto rat problem, and I'm not talking about like rats in the streets. I'm talking about actual rodents and stuff like that. We definitely have to get into that. And there's a couple more topics that I'd love to get into. So spam the chat. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. We got a lot to get into this week. Big salute to everybody on Instagram. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's popping, gang? We out here, man. What's going on, BJ Gill? Tasha_Latina, good evening. Fall Leaves, what up? Matthew Bell, what up? KB North Sask. That's over there in Saskatchewan over there. Salute. Two Piece No Biscuit, what up? Young Money, what up? He says more life. Thank you. Listen, man, we made it. 50 years in this mofo. I've been having a lot of people telling me over the years, yo, bro, and listen, over the last, I've been podcasting for about 8 years. Since year one, yo, bro, you're 50. So year one of the We Love Hip Hop podcast, it was like, yo, you're 50, bro. Hang it up. You guys suck. 8 years later, we are still here. Let me go over on my Instagram profile. Big salute to everybody who's been showing me some birthday wishes. You know what I'm saying? It's the love is reciprocated. You know, I don't want to get sentimental and stuff, man, but like for a brother like me that like came here back in 1997 from MTL, when I came here, I had 2 racks and a pound of weed and a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit, man. Like I came down here just thinking I was gonna be the next, not P. Diddy, because you know P. Diddy is not somebody you want to patting yourself off of these days. But I came here thinking I was gonna be the next Jay-Z. You know, be a rapper who runs my own label. I was like, I had big dreams, and things went on and they evolved over the years, and I feel good, man. I feel good to be where I am today because from the rap dreams that I came down here with, obviously I've had my share of adversities. I've gone through my share of legal issues over the years, which has been setbacks and stuff like that. But like, it's actually been more learning experiences than setbacks. From every time that I took a L, that L wasn't for a loss, it was for a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? And just to evolve into becoming a podcaster and just the love that we get from doing this on a weekly basis, it's next level, bro. It's like I don't have to be driving a Ferrari to feel the accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I ain't gonna lie, I would say like we can't equate our success unless we have like a couple of M's in the bank account. But that's bullshit, man. I feel fulfilled over the years of what and listen, doesn't mean that like I'm done yet, I'm gonna retire. I feel like I feel fulfilled in what I do now for a living, and just it's an enjoyment to be able to do this job and do a job that you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And make money from it. So I'm very, very grateful to the audience who taps in to what we do every week, to these live streams. You know, people are like, yo, probably thinking, yo, you're live streaming on your birthday. Listen, man, this is what I get my enjoyment from. This is not work for me. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't doing this coverage of Toronto topics and different things that are going on in the scene, I'd actually still be paying attention to them. You know what I mean? I'd be trying to keep up with all the true crime and what's going on with this rapper and that rapper. I'd probably still be on that shit, even if I wasn't broadcasting and disseminating my thoughts to the audience. So I just want to say thank you to all the people out there who's been supporting over the last 8 years. Keep on supporting. We got so much more for y'all on the way, man. I'm just excited, man. So thank y'all, man. Thank you. But let's get into our sponsors first. We'll get into our business in a second. Before I do this, rather than just go a whole sponsor read, let me just pull up an ad right here. 1 second, gang. Big salute to the sponsors, Diamond Club, with delivery all over the GTA and now all across Canada. They got the best selection of flour, edibles, and pens, and all types of goodies that you need. You can find them on their Instagram page, diamondclub_Canada, or you can find them on the 7 Days of Weed app, as well as the Leafy Things app. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop Network, and they may give you a discount. Big salute to Diamond Club. Cheer! Cheer! Also, I want to give a big salute to Real Hot Grabber. I got a big ass shaker of that Real Hot Grabber right here. What's my okay, there we go. A big ass shaker of that Real Hot Grabber right here. They got Grabber shakers. I literally just finished a pack of their Grabber right here. So trust me, the Grabber is hot. Hit them up if you want to get some of that Grabber. Hit them up on their Instagram page. It's Real Hot Grabber. Send them a DM. They do delivery and let them know that you came from We Love Hip Hop. All right, that supports us, and you'll probably get yourself a fat little discount. One more thing, and then we're gonna get to our business. All right. I want to take a quick break from this episode to give a big shout out to Only Loud, Canada's one-stop shop for your favorite legacy brands and all things loud. Only Loud provides mail order delivery nationwide and same-day delivery to those in the Ottawa area. Check them out at onlyloud.ca or follow them on their socials, Instagram at onlyloudcanada or on Snapchat onlyloud.ca for more exclusive content. Only Loud is not just a product, it's a lifestyle. Big salute to the sponsors. Cheer! Put it in the air. Okay, so let's get to our business, man. All of the sentimental stuff out of the way. Big salute to everybody who's popping up in the chat over here. First thing first, I want to talk about this YouTube changes, okay? Because there has been some changes that have been floating around on YouTube. I've been seeing some posts floating around on a few different social media platforms. What I will do is pull up my Twitter. Okay. And like I said earlier, this is not like a main story. This is just information for the people here. This is courtesy of Mandy B. She says, oops, at the stop. And big salute to Danny from the stop. That's my homie right there. He says, wonder if this is going to take impact on your 37 cents a month. All right. So she's trying to be cute right here. And let me check out this Reddit, this reader note over here. Reader all added context. YouTube won't be introducing any major changes on July 15th. However, the platform will strengthen its policies to identify and flag unoriginal content. This type of content has been eligible for monetization for quite some time now. Now, this is what they're talking about. And let me just pull this up here. Un momento. This is courtesy of Say Cheese. They posted a post that's been going around on a lot of different things. If you're a YouTuber, this is also probably popped up via email for you. It says starting July 15th, YouTube will only pay creators who use their real voice and produce original content. Following following will not be eligible for monetization. Reused or repurposed videos, copied content, low effort uploads, and full AI generated videos. So what does that mean? And even as far as the dig that Mandy was taking at my homie, the Stop, because the Stop, he does coverage of podcasts, right? He covers the Joe Budden podcast. That's his main bread and butter, is covering the Joe Budden podcast. And he also covers other places like Math Hoffa when he was hot, and I don't know, like Deezus and Mero, different people like that. But I guess her dig is, it doesn't really take much. That's low effort. That goes under the category of low effort. I disagree. I actually responded saying, reacting to podcast is original content, miss. Reusing content and transforming is content is two different things. All right? Because yes, if I was to take, I don't know, the academic stream, because I've been guilty of reusing content. Okay. Big salute to Randy. I got a cat here on my face. I've been guilty of reusing content in the past. All right. I'm good at taking accountability for something that I've done wrong in the YouTube space. But for example, when I reposted the academics live streams from about 3 years ago, when he was doing the Toronto live streams, and he wasn't reposting to his King Academics page. This is prior to him reposting his Twitch streams to his YouTube. I took advantage and I reposted the whole thing. That right there, and I got a copyright, not a copyright strike, but the monetization of the video going to the actual creator. That happened maybe about a year later. But at first, it wasn't a violation, but I knew it was a violation. That's reusing content. Now, if there's a clip from the Joe Budden podcast that I react to, and I play, let's say it's a 20-minute clip, and I play 10 minutes consecutively. I introduce the clip first, say, this is what I'm going to be talking about. Then I play 10 minutes of the clip. All right, not 2 minutes and stop and start, just 10 minutes straight. And then I stop and I give commentary, and then I let it run for another 10 minutes. And then I follow up with more commentary. Even though it might sound like I'm stretching the rule a little bit right there, you are still transformed the content. You're still using the content in a transformative way. And I'm giving the most extreme examples because the people who you usually watch, like, for example, like, who's some of you guys' favorite content creators, like reactor channels, right? Like, I'll for example, like somebody like Poetic Flacco, I would put in the category of reactor channels, right? When you see those guys, they're not watching a 5-minute clip in succession and then reacting. They're usually reacting after 30 seconds, after a minute. So transforming content, it's not that hard to figure out. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not going to spend super long on this topic, but I just felt that it's something that should be addressed for any content creators that are out there who might be seeing this message floating around thinking, oh shit. Like, if you just do full AI content, then I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that either. I think that's just super lazy. There's a few channels that have been floating around, a lot of channels actually, that are making content that's completely AI, and then somebody on the other side is sitting there collecting a check. I ain't with that shit, man. If you ain't create any content, or even if you didn't do anything, like, you can do some computer programming and animation and stuff like that. But if you're doing, and do your narration to the animation, but if you're doing nothing and you just programmed the AI to make a video of you prompted the scenario of what you wanted for your for your cartoon or whatever, and then you just upload that, bro, you don't deserve no money, man. I'm sorry, man. You did no work. So that's just to clear that up for any creators out there who might be seeing this message going around. All right, you're safe if you're doing your job and you haven't gotten any copyrights before for your content over the last year or so. Then you should be fine. But let's get into some more pressing topics. Top 5. I haven't spoken about him in a few days. He hasn't been as busy online as we usually see him. But he did go over to a sneaker store over there in Yorkdale Mall. He went to a sneaker store to show some love to the owners, to do a promo for them. And all of a sudden, after his promo, the Toronto police walked into the building. So I'll play the clip here first from Top 5 doing the promo, and then we'll get into what happened right after. We'll do the before and after.
New store, Yorkville. The GG's here. Now we coming.
All right, so just
shout out my dog Hotbox. New store, Yorkville. The GG's here. Now we coming.
So just a simple video. And then not too long after he left the store, I don't know exactly how many hours, then the police came in.
Shout out my dog Hotbox. New store, Yorkville. The GG's here. Now we coming.
Suspicious.
These guys just came in to shop.
Right. But then we've got somebody who was concerned because they were all wearing masks.
No one was wearing a mask in here.
Well, that's what we've got on the report. That's why we're here.
I'm the owner. I'm telling you that they paid and there's no problems providing my ID.
Well, at the very least, if something comes back
Back from
then
what?
we have a contact.
Wrong for
a
what?
potential robbery.
I'm telling you that no one got robbed here, though.
Okay, but I don't know if you're a bad guy or a good guy or whatever. You say you're the owner, but how do I confirm that?
Okay, so from what we're seeing here, and we're not getting much as far as like a camera angle. I guess this is the guy behind the counter who's the owner of the store who's filming this. But you know, this guy who the policeman here is wondering, I don't know who you are. You know, you could have been robbed, and you're just trying to tell me you're not robbed. I'm just trying to figure out the mind state of the policeman right here, what angle they would be coming from for them to feel that this guy is robbed, and the person at the store is like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm asking you. How would you even confirm that if I told you my name is Fred right now? Would you know I'm the owner?
Well, we have resources with the police, so I can contact the city and find out who owns the place.
But I don't understand why I'm even getting questioned right now for this.
Okay, whatever. Get robbed.
Like he's cheese, like bro, I'm trying to help you.
Shout out my.
So I don't know, man. My brain is going in a bunch of different directions. So one, I'm thinking, is he saying that he was robbed and he's just not admitting it because he doesn't want to be a snitch? Two, are the cops saying that he got robbed and he doesn't even know it? Like, you know, Top 5 and his crew went in there. They did the promo for him. They got a bunch of bags. However, not all of those bags were agreed upon promotional transactions that he actually stole from them, and you don't even know it. You're such a mesquine. You're such an idiot who owns this store that you don't even know that some of those items were supposed to be paid for. I'm just trying to get the most rationale types of thought processes that these guys could be going through, but it doesn't even sound rational. It just sounds crazy. All right. What's the third scenario? Nothing happened, and what we see in the video, the owner saying, I don't know what you're talking about, and the cop just walking in there for nothing. That's another possibility. All right, I'm asking here in the chat, are the cops wrong for this? 64% says yes. I gotta agree with that, because even if, okay, let's give them the best case scenario. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, even if the boy them ever needed the benefit of the doubt, which they don't. Let's say they did have a tip that something is kind of fishy over there in that transaction. One, I can't even get into it because I'm thinking to myself, how did you guys even see that the man was in the store in the first place? Are y'all niggas following him? Because then it goes to my theory that I'm about to say, like, if you guys are trying to do a job of investigating this individual and, you know, you're trying to find something on him, running up in a store after he did a promo and getting outed is just bad police work. It just makes y'all look stupid. Because if he didn't know that y'all were following him, which I think is kind of obvious, I think y'all try to keep a tab, not on just Top 5, any Toronto rapper who's had any kind of criminal cases, criminal investigations in the past, anything that has the word criminal next to that artist's name, you guys are keeping an extra eye on their social medias and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the whole extra step of let me start following them around and stuff like that, I don't know. That might be just another layer that's like designated for certain artists, i.e., a top 5. I think they're following him. KB Northside says he's an influencer, not a rapper. Yes, he hasn't rapped in a while, but I'll still put him under the category of rapper because he has multiple songs that have done well while he was rapping. Listen, I don't care about snitching on the cops. I think they're following him. I don't think that they saw something on social media and said, oh, okay, that's where he was. Let's go over to the store next. Because that would just be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're using social media to try to track where this guy's whereabouts are, that's just really trash police work. And you know these guys have way more resources and money than that. So I think, and I'm snitching, but I'm snitching on them. I think that they're following him. I think that he probably has to like look behind him to see if there's any SUVs and different things following him, because at any point in time, anytime he leaves, wherever he leaves, whether it's the club, wherever, they're following him and they're trying to catch him slipping. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to find a reason to pull this nigga over. There was one point in time where he had gotten pulled over a few weeks ago, and they're like, maybe we'll find a burner. They had that issue back in January or something like that, where a firearm was found in an apartment that he was in. So they're like, okay, we're on the right path. We got one gun. We weren't able to plant it on him. He's already got the ankle bracelet off. But if we keep on digging, if we keep close, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, don't drive so close, bro. Back up. They might see us. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that these guys are on the level right now where they're going to go to the wiretap and stuff like that, but you never know. If I was that nigga, I would be on super high alert. And not just for like his ops, for the boy them. There's even been so much shit that's happened over the last few months. Where are we in July right now? Obviously, there was an incident that happened over in Lawrence Heights a few weeks ago. You know, R.I.P. to that young man, Drive By King. I feel wild saying his name because that's such a wild name, but R.I.P. to him same way. So I would imagine stuff like that. They're gonna try to connect the dots and put it back to top 5 in any way they can, so that they can say, you know what, let's reopen the case that got stayed back in September. You know what I'm saying? Trio City TV or T Real City TV says you love some top 5. You get all sentimental when it's about him. Nah, bro, I'm examining all the possibilities. I don't know if do I look like I'm getting sentimental? Am I crying and shit? Like, nah, bro, I'm examining all the possibilities. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. And listen, if he's into some fuckery and they're following him, that would be really stupid because he's just gonna get himself hemmed up. And that's just facts. But listen, man, it's not really that much more to delve into when it comes to the story. The cops got it wrong. I've said it here on the live, and you can, when I put the replay up, y'all can see this. And for top 5 people, if y'all see this, take heed to what I'm saying. And I'm probably saying something that y'all already know. Them niggas is following you. All right? If you see any white vans around too tough, it's them. You don't have to even wonder like, yo, is that the boy them? No, it's them. It's them. Trust me. But listen, man, let's move on. Let's move on. Salute to all parties involved. I got an exclusive last night. It was a wild, wild night. I was waiting, counting down the hours to my birthday, and I had seen some news that was floating around during the daytime about the Joeazy case. For the people who are not aware of Joeazy, Joeazy is a rapper from out of Regent Park. Last year, there was a crazy incident that went down where, and listen, condolences to the family, and I promised that I wasn't going to be making this an issue, so this is going to be the last time I'm speaking about this. There was an incident last year where he was running and down the street over there in Regent Park, chasing a couple of individuals, and at the end of that incident, some gunshots went off, and he was accused of killing his brother and his father. All right, crazy incident. I can't pull up the actual incident and show that on the screen over here due to YouTube guidelines, but I will pull up what they were saying on the Reddit yesterday, and then we're gonna get into my exclusive. Okay, yeah, some crazy shit's been going on around this. So on a scale of raw to burnt, how cooked is Joeazy? This is courtesy of Torontology. Very insensitive with the way they put this caption, but you know, that's Torontology. And they were just showing like his case number and just basically the court location. All of the information for the case was up on the screen or up on the internet, and this is from 2 days ago, right? I don't know if this what stemmed to what ended up happening next, but I ended up getting a phone call from somebody who was very close to the family, who was in the courthouse, and he said that Moula first ended up walking into the courtroom and things got a little bit crazy. So thank you, just average gaming. Yo, it got let me play this for you, because Jesus Christ, sometimes I feel like I'm living in a simulation. I keep on saying like we're in some weird times, and I don't know what's going on with the peoples right now. I don't know if it's because of the economy or whatever, but we're in some weird times. Hold on, I was going to play one of my music videos in the beginning of this shit. So subscribe or you're dissing. I'm going to pull up the piece of content here, and we're going to go through it. Also, I want to address this Thorobread documentary, but I'm going to get to that in a minute.
There's a goofball in the city of Toronto that goes by the name of Moula first. Nobody in Joeazy's family knows him at all. And he decided to show up. Matter of fact, apparently he even showed up at
We Love Hip Hop
at the 51 when Jojo got arrested. And nobody knows what that was about. But today he showed up in court. The intention of why he showed up in court, nobody knows. Only he does. But the family wasn't too happy with that. He's looked at as an idiot at this point. And a few other people in court, they knew him to be a social media antagonizer. You know, the social media. Sorry, go ahead.
So what, he was in court as testimony, or was he in court just as like a somebody in the pews, like audience?
No one. Yeah, I guess he was trying to be an audience. I guess no one knew what he was there. He was the courts people called him a social media agitator. So they're like,
this is the courts people. When he's saying the courts people, I should have asked for a little bit more clarity. If he was talking about the judge or if he was talking about the lawyers, they said he was a social media agitator. So those people that were the court people, they already knew who he was when he walked in. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he has to hide his voice, man. Like this is his personal business and stuff like that. You know, people that's like very close to the family. So obviously he doesn't want to have his voice out there, especially for this publication. It doesn't have a publication ban, but there was no media that was in the building. So anything that would have came out of that courthouse would have to be either from a family member or somebody who's close to the family, or somebody completely outside of the family, i.e., I'm not saying Moula first, that was his intentions, but that would be the only type of way that any information would have gotten out of this specific court hearing. I'm not saying in the future that they won't have any media in there. I don't think that they have the control over having media in or out of the courthouse. I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer, but at the same time, it's like, I'm still baffled on what's going on. I'm asking you guys in a poll right now. Maybe we can figure it out together.
Yeah, we know this guy. He had to get kicked out.
Oh shit! So the lawyer said something when they seen him. Oh, so okay, that was inaudible. Let me get this clear. The brother who was, I guess, not right there. That part that's inaudible. Inaudible. I'm re-asking or I'm reiterating it so that you guys can understand. If you guys missed that little part there, understand. But like on the other side of the
audience,
of the was the brother in the audience and he shouted out from the audience?
No, he walked in the room. He walked in the courtroom. As soon as the brother seen him, he's like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here! Like, why are you here?" So the brother pressed him, and he's trying to say he got subpoenaed here. Oh shit! And at that point, the brother really wanted to smash his face in, but you have to calm down and just look around like, okay, we're in court and can't do nothing much, right?
Yeah, police everywhere. Yo, I'm just thinking about the courthouse and the situation right there. That just sounds like some high level fuckery right there. Like these guys are dealing with a court case right now, and it's a tragic case. This family members involved. It's like family on family violence, and it's just it turned into a circus. That's mush. Trust me. Police everywhere. Facts. Like court guards, police outside, or maybe you might be in the building for testimony. Mud thing.
And then, but then he proceeds to go like, "Oh, get the fuck out my face, yo! What the fuck? Like, yo, this is a dryouts. You're doing a dryouts."
This is what Moula said.
This is what Moula said. But the brother is not a gangster. Doesn't claim to be a gangster. Doesn't want to be a gangster. Doesn't give a fuck for gangsters. He just thinks that it was an idiot thing on his part. It's a goof thing. Like, why do you come in a closed manner? This is a family thing. Unfortunately, it went all over the news. And those of you news outlets got what you got. The rest of it will be sealed to the family.
Right.
The family does not care for this news to be public, to go all over the place and everything, because they want to keep this as a private matter.
Yeah.
So for Moula first to come to court makes zero sense. Like, imagine this, okay? So this man Moula first.
I'm gonna play you guys something first before we continue this, because there was a family member that spoke out about people speaking about this case. And listen, I'm not helping, but like I said, this is the last time I will be speaking about this. And he spoke out about this case a while back. The brother of Joeazy, he spoke about this a while back. I'm gonna play this here.
I'm pissed, and I'm on my way back home. I'm at the airport, so everybody do not fucking call me. I don't need nobody's help. I don't need fucking call. I'm good. I'm coming back home right now, and I'll deal with the situation when I'm home. I'm at the airport literally right now, and I'm gonna be back home soon. So don't call me. You heard what you heard. I'm not about to feed into your curiosity, into your guys' narratives and whatever. I'm not about to feed into none of you guys. You guys heard the information. Not giving you no more information. What you know is what you know. Do not call me. I'm good. I'm on my way back home right now.
That's from an actual family member, right? Not obviously the person who I'm speaking right here, but that's from an actual family member, the guy's bro. So the family is really on some like, yo, don't make this into internet fodder. So, and listen, I fuck with Moula first. It's not even like he's not somebody who I don't have some kind of a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Especially over the years of the amount of interviews we've done and just knowing each other from time. But like, I don't rate this, bro. This is not cool.
We love hip
We
hop.
got ready today. We don't know if he showered or not, but let's just assume he did. So you get ready today this morning. You shower up, you get ready, you put your clothes on, one clothing at a time. You leave your house, you close the door, you go in your car, you go in your Uber or your TTC, however form of transportation. You leave wherever you are to go to the courtroom where no one asked you to be there. For what? Like, what is going on in these Toronto man's brains? Let's break it down. Like, it's just an idiot thing. Like, these Toronto guys have no respect for themselves, no respect for the deads. I don't know why they want to be Chirac so bad. It's such an idiot thing. Listen, every rapper here will be rapping about your guys dead guys, your guys dead guys, but literally all of them have at least 20 people that they know who is dead.
He's speaking facts. I'm asking in a poll here, why did Moula go to the court case? 50, and I put 3 different choices: cause drama, just observing, and past beef. I guess I could have put to be a journalist and be able to give some reports on what's going on. It's just that it's not something that I know Moula first for. 50% of y'all are saying cause drama. 19% is saying just an observer, and 31%, which is the next highest percentage, is saying past beef. Now, I tried to rack my brain of any types of connections in as far as like beefs, because when you look up Joeazy, right? And we'll get back to this in a second. When you look up Joeazy, and the YouTube algorithm will tell you, especially for me who looks up a lot of Toronto stuff, the YouTube algorithm knows what to give me. So when I put his name in, I get Active, which is one of his songs, Bra 5, H&M, BMF, Callback, Paparazzi, Finesser, etc., etc., etc. But this in particular, the Bra 5 tune, is a tune when he was dissing Top 5. All right? Him and Paperboy. I don't see anything where these guys cross-pollinate in their beefs because they both had a common enemy. Moula first has been going at Top 5 forever. Get in line, him and everybody else, right? So I don't see that as a root of their beef. One artist is coming out of Rexdale, that being Moula first, Joeazy and his people. They're all from Regent Park, and correct me if I'm wrong, gang, I haven't heard of a Regent versus Rexdale issue. Have you? Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't heard of any beef between those two areas. You know what I'm saying? And I know the proximity doesn't matter anymore because social media exists. So these guys could have issues based on different things that have happened on socials. But I never even seen anything like that. None of the artists from the Rex really banging at Regent Park artist. You know, when Smoke Dogg and all those guys were alive, they were beefing more with the WAS guys, the BFR guys. So and as you guys know, because I'm not snitching here, the BFR guys or the up top Jane and Finch guys have always had issues with the Rex guys. And that goes back decades. So as far as connecting the dots of these guys having a past beef, I can't see it. All right. Gucci Ghost, what up? So if anybody has any insight that you might be able to spread on this case of why they might even have past beef, like if you put their names together, You're not going to find shit. The only thing you're going to find is the content that I put up because I put their two names together in a video. Other than that, YG gets a Moula first for dissing J Neat. Salute to Rockboy Ninja. Moula first speaks on Wasgang going against him. All the stuff that I just mentioned before. There has been no Moula first versus Regent Park guys. Furthermore, even the homie Joeazy. All right, so let's get back to the video.
Yeah. Literally. So it makes no sense to smoke on this guy and smoke on that guy. And then the worst part about it is that they have nothing to do with that death. And also, the brother as well has been known to call the young boys from the hood and be like, hey, y'all guys need to chill on calling out other people's death and demise because these people still have families. Yeah. You guys might have beef amongst each other, hate each other, and kill each other. That's fine. But once people pass away, there's a pain that's left over. So stop rapping about it. So the brother doesn't even respect that. The brother respects the dead. And in this situation, this is a family thing that happened. So it's not even a joke manner neither, or I'm smoking on this or smoking on that.
Yeah. But like I said, or what like we've so far figured out, it doesn't seem like a past beef thing. So it's still up in the air of why this even happened.
That was just a deviant thing on his part. As a man, as a grown man at that, as a human being at that, it's like, and plus he came out with his phone poking out of his pocket, the camera side. So we know he was trying to record.
All right, and with all due respect to the homie here, that's still hearsay. We don't know if he was trying to record, but if the phone is sticking out of his pocket, that's not a good look. Damn. I'm trying to give these guys the benefit of the doubt that they're just not crazy clout chasing demons, but they let me down all the time, bro. You know, I can't even say with all due respect because I just don't respect it, man. At some point in time, Moula First and I are going to have to cross paths again and do another interview or some sort. And you know I'm going to ask about this. So it's like, why do it, man? I'm still baffled, gang. I'm still baffled. Hold on, what are you saying right here? And salute to Troyel the King. Says the town and the park beefed back in the day. My cuz got shot over it. RIP to your cuz, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love live streaming, because there's only so much that I can know, man. Like, I don't know if that's a full thing still going on now, though, right? Is that still? You're saying that this is from back in the days? How far back in the days? Right. I'm not trying to get up in your business like that too tough because you had a family member that passed away, but like, how far back in the days? If it wasn't that far, if we're talking about 7-8 years ago, then that's still new. That's still something that's not resolved. You feel me? Lucky 187 says town beefs with everyone. Lol. Rexdale versus everyone. I hear you, but you know, for real, like beef where it's like I need to go into this guy's courtroom and obstruct the courtroom where like I said, this is a family on family issue. This is not man's them spinning the block, you know, drilling on the ops and all that type of shit. Like, nah, this is definitely something where mental health is an issue in this. From what I got out of the conversation as well, they're trying to see if they can try him for a criminal charge, or if they're going to be able to put it to a mental health issue and then get him the help that he needs. You know what I'm saying? Either way, criminal, or if they put it to something that happened as far as just, you know, his mental health, he still has to get that addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because mental health is definitely involved. My bad. I didn't even put the comments on the screen. My bad, gang. I got y'all. We good now. We good.
I'm sure he has the footage.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, do they have any connection? Like,
they have zero connection. They have zero connections. They don't know each other. The family doesn't know him. None of the family members know him. It was just family there and a family friend as well. You know?
Yeah.
So people that are there are considered family, regardless if they're blood related or not. Whoever was in the room was supposed to be in the room, except for him.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Like, imagine you left your house to go to a matter that a family is mourning about, so you can make a video viral moment, so you can go on 6buzz and go make a song about it. And that's just crazy. That's just like whoever raised this guy. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy. Whoever raised these people, it's just, I don't know what to say. So
We love him.
Let me ask you guys a question before we continue. And this is just purely for shits and giggles, even though this is not a shits and giggles matter. Obviously, I feel like this happened, right? But what if it didn't? You know, is there a possibility that this could be made up? Respectfully, I'm just asking just to see how the audience feels. One in the chat, if this could be made up. Two in the chat. How do we do this? One in the chat if it's real. Two in the chat like, no, this could be made up. He made this up. There was no Moula first who walks in the courtroom. Where's the proof? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? This is not because I'm doubting homeboy. I'm just trying to see how the audience feels about this. All right? Big thanks to Caramel Complicated. It says, blessed earth, strong Friday. Keep going. You're doing what you love, and that's what matters, Fox. Thank y'all. Carol says, put bear twos in there. Right? There's no possibility this is fake. Because listen, I'm asking, it's super rhetorical the way I'm asking this question, to be honest, because ain't nobody gonna get in contact with me. And the way this gentleman got in contact, it was like, listen, bro, I need to talk to you. Like something crazy. Like he got in contact with me, and it's not that easy sometimes. So he did it. So to make up a story like that would just be asinine. But I'm just asking because it's so crazy. Like I still haven't like grasped the fact of like one Toronto rapper who's this high profile. Moula first, don't get it twisted. No matter how people try to diss him, the nigga's high profile in our city. He can walk down the street and everybody can be like, yo, that's Moula first. All of the young boys, anybody in a balaclava can be like, alive, yo, final boss. So he's known. He's known in the legal system as well from his court cases. They put his face on the news when they thought he was on the run and called him by his rapper name. So I think he's popular enough where if you walk into that courtroom, you better have a good reason. Or it's just, you can obstruct it so bad that they throw the case out. You feel me? I'm just trying to put all of the possibilities out there. You know what I'm saying? Rather than pass judgment on anybody. I just want to put all the possibilities out there.
So yeah, that was the main thing. Like everything else, if it gets out there in the media, it'll get out there. But for this guy to come and to play a journalist or whatever he was doing, like, Moula first, you are a goof. The biggest city goof.
And that's my job, bro. If that's what you were trying to do, like, fam, like, we could have had a conversation and, like, you know, with all due respect, like, if that's what he was trying to do, which I doubt it, like, yo, I'm just trying to get the scoop. Like, I don't know about that, homie.
Like there has to be some line of respect, some level of respect here. You wanted to come get a viral moment off of others' families' pains. You wanted to come show support. Is that what you're going to try to say? That's not no support. No, you didn't reach out to any of the family members. Nobody knows this guy. We just found out who he was afterwards.
Damn. So, if I could just ask one question on the case itself, right? Because I know you guys are trying to, like, everybody's trying to keep it as under wraps as possible, unless
I gotta do it.
the media that might be in there releases it.
There was no media there.
There's no media there? Okay. What is it? Does it look good in the way of him getting like the mental health issue, or is it looking more like a criminal issue?
I'm not gonna, like I said earlier on, like it's more a mental health thing. I don't know how deep that is, but I'm not trying to get into deep with that. The main concern here was that Moula was an idiot, and that was that. The rest of that, that's just for the family, and it ends there. And if you would, as well, please respect the wishes of the family with this whole media part aspect of it. Like, if this could be, like, you know, the last conversation and the last posts about it, because the family has to go through this, not everybody else. And I know it's for everyone's entertainment. This is fun entertainment, but there's Love Island for that, you know?
No, I completely understand, and I respect that. I will say this: it's yes, to some people it's entertainment, but when it comes to like the media and journalism, it's just for the information, just because it was something that was so public and was so crazy that people they just want to know. They want to know the results. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but I don't think the family's cares too much to feed everybody's curiosity.
Obviously.
So that's where I'm gonna leave it at, you know? No doubt.
Yeah, so man, this is so crazy, man. I don't know what to say about this, man. Like he said right there in the end, this is not something where I'm going to be spending a lot of time on in the future, doing follow-ups on what's going on with the Joeazy case. I will say this: when they do have the result of the case, I will follow up at that point and, you know, give our analysis on that, because this was a very high profile case. But as far as like all of the inner workings and everything of the case, like for example, the way that we covered the Pat Stay case, the Pat Stay's killer's trial, I'm not going to put the same type of attention on this out of respect for the family and out of their request, right? But I got to talk to you, Moula. I got to say that, bro. The next time we do an interview, and he's never asked me to do this in the past, so I doubt he'll ever ask me to do this in the future. You know that this is going to be one of the questions that come up in the interview, homie. Like, we need answers, bro. Okay. We'll be checking. Well, you know what? I should check. I'll check now before we get off of the story, because I want to see, you know, what the social media was looking at. What's he saying on socials? Because I posted this last night around midnight. And to be honest, it's my birthday. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm going to address those individually in a second. The last thing that he did post, and I don't know if it was on the stories of here or on the stories of one of his other pages. Max Win. Let me see. He had posted on one of the stories, ha 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 ha, all the way down the page. So I don't know. I don't know if that was in connection to what happened, from what this gentleman is describing right now, or that's just something completely unrelated. But he hasn't posted since the story has broken, and yeah, I guess that's all we have for now. Okay, and I'll say it again, since the story is broken, because we broke the story over here on We Love Hip Hop. So salute to us. And condolences to the family once again of Joeazy, because this is a crazy, crazy incident. Obviously, mental health issues, I'm going to say again, is definitely in play here. But hopefully he gets the help that he needs, and the family is able to get the closure that they need at the end of this case. You know what I'm saying? It must be crazy to be like looking at somebody and the person that's being prosecuted is your own family member against your own family member. So keep that in mind, gang. But we're gonna move on though. Salute to everybody who's giving me these birthday wishes in here. Shiesty's Bud, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else has popped up in the chat over here? Roots 416, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cal, yes, yes, yes. Big 50, big 50. You know what I'm saying? Salute to 50 Cent also. I think 50 Cent's birthday was yesterday, and 50 turned 50. So we in the 50 club. You know what I'm saying? This is what 50 looks like. You ever see those memes? This is what 40 looks like, people. Anyhow, I want to address something quickly because I put out a documentary the other day about Thoroughbread and the crazy story that he's been going through, and him being on the run and all kind of wild fuckery. There was a couple of mistakes that I made in the documentary, and I'll address that here off top. In the beginning of the documentary, scene can be very dark. I talked about his upbringing, and I changed the timestamp here to the Rexdale stats because first I said Jane West in the beginning. That was a mistake. That wasn't a mistake because it was a research oversight. I just said the wrong word. I meant Finch West, but I said Jane West. That's that aside. When I started doing the description of the Jane and Finch area, when I should have been doing the description of the Rexdale area, okay, automatically without doing the additional research because I wanted to get to the meat and potatoes pause of the documentary, I kind of skimmed past that. Okay, I assumed Finch, okay, he's probably talking about Ardwick's probably the Jane and Finch area. If I did a little bit more research and just looked on a Google map, that is actually Rexdale. So my bad. However, the stats still apply when I came to the statistics of the low income and the unemployment and you know, the crime rates and the demographics of the crime rates. They're all the same. They're not different from place to place. They're both shit shows. Okay, so those statistics are right. And then everything else going down the rest of the documentary, as far as my research of stuff that's out there, and I'm going to reiterate this, as far as my research of information that's already out there, I think I got it right. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to Twy, aka Live Gang. Live Gang. He says, then went to testify in court in the next courtroom. Bumbaclot. Bumbaclot. Yes, Twy. You were dealing with some issues with Moula, and there was some court stuff going on. That's one thing, and not to harken back too tough. We'll move on to the next story. That's one of the things also that I thought of a possibility. Maybe he was already at the courthouse for something else. He said, oh, he looked on the board. He's seen the Joeazy case, or maybe he's seen on Reddit or whatever that Joeazy was going to be in the same courthouse as him. And he said, let me go pay them a visit. And it wasn't malicious. Right? Who knows? But Jesus Christ. This is what the live streams are for. I'm telling you, fam, because like if I'm just podding, right? Salute to Dusty Wallace, salute to DJ Czar, salute to the DJ Natural Wave. If we're podding and we're doing our pre-recorded, we don't have the advantage of the live chat to correct us in real time and say, yo, that's kind of wrong. So I love the live stream. I ain't gonna lie. This is where it goes down. So do with that information what y'all will, gang. Okay, salute to Twy. Twy is, as they say, Twy has entered the chat. Blood clots. I never thought I'd get to say that. Twy is, without it being a meme. Twy has entered the chat. Lord Seed. Where's my friggin'? Okay, this is somebody who's dealing with this in real time as far as his case and his incidents that he's been dealing with Moula first. So if anybody would have more info on it, you know what? Yo, Twy, you got a minute? Let me do my job properly. You got a minute, homie? Because we could talk about this we could talk about this right now. Let me do this shit proper. Check your DMs. I'm going to send you something. Let me do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to send you something right now. Bang. And then we'll move on to our next story. All right. Salute to Thorobread. I'm going to get back to to be honest, I said what I had to say about the Thorobread stuff. I'm sorry about the beginning of the Thorobread video, gang. Like that was an oversight on my part as far as the Jane and Finch and the Rexdale part, but that wasn't the most important part of the whole goddamn thing, bro. It was the fact that the man ended up allegedly going on the run for a kidnapping and then afterwards getting accused of murder and is now facing the electric chair or facing lethal injection. That's the important part, okay? And all of the details of that, of leading up to it, I got that part right. All right, so stop playing. For anybody who's trying to diss me on that video, which nobody really is. Yeah, man, pull up. Let's have a conversation. Bumbaclot. What the fuck are you? Oh my God. Ah! Let me show y'all something, gang. Y'all can see this? I got you. So there it is. It's a little bit more in focus over here. It says super landfish. Let's do this cool here. Better? So this is the inside of the courtroom. Yo, what is happening, man? I'm in the friggin' Twilight Zone right now, gang. Whew. Where's my sage, man? Yo, Twy, we need you, bro. Okay, no, he can't do it right now. He can't do it right now. I'm moving on. I got me freaking adjusting my focus. I'm moving on, man. Oh! Okay. Okay, let me get back to this Thoroughbred stuff for a second, and then we're moving on because blood clot. Yo, it's my birthday, man. Fuck. Y'all niggas got no chill. Blood, yo. And you know the thing is, like, if I did the live stream tomorrow, Twice. Happy live day, brother. Thank you. If I did this shit tomorrow, like it's gonna be an old story. It's gonna be stale. So I gotta do it today, man. But like y'all niggas is like, oh, the level of high level fuckery on a nigga birthday, bro. Like holy, man. Okay, it was your birthday too, Tasha. Yo, happy birthday, yo. Cancer gang gang. And thank you, Anthony Young. Yeah, we out here, man. Okay, back to this Thoroughbread video. Making me sweat, man. Fuck. Grow up, man. Come on, guys. Stop doing the stupid shit, man. What are we doing, man? Get out of these guys' courtrooms, bro. Let these guys have their thing, bro. Let these people have the issues, their issue in peace, bro. I tried, I'm saying to myself, no rants on the birthday, no crashing out. Just relax. Just relax. Okay? I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So with this Thoroughbread video, that's the only issue that it was there in the videos in the beginning, really early in the beginning, okay? Other than that, for anybody who hits me up, and this is not anything specific, anybody specific, but anybody in the future, moving forward, who hits me up like, yo, my gosh, this guy, why are you doing documentaries on the man? He has an open case. Everything that's in this documentary is public information. I didn't make any phone calls. To be honest, I do make phone calls when I make documentaries. I don't just make all my documentaries off of Google and Chat GPT and shit. However, for this one, all of the information was available online. And for this one, because it's such a close to the city crime, I wasn't gonna start hollering at the man them like, yo, so give me some more information on Thoroughbread's case though. Like, you know, can you tell me what, you know, how was he as a little kid? And bro, I interviewed the nigga. So as for anybody saying like, yo, this is gonna hurt his case, like, no, that's cap. Whatever he's alleged of is what might hurt his case. And if his lawyers don't do their proper job, that's what's going to hurt his case. What I want to ask you guys also before I get off of this non-story, do y'all think he's going to get extradited to Canada? One in the chat if y'all think he's going to be extradited back to Canada, because what I explained in this here, and I'll play just a little bit for the explanation. Related, but the news was never able to confirm that. However, if you dig deeper, there are Francois, aka Midway, California, after a home that he was staying in was raided. He was arrested for the murder of Grissom and held without bond. In addition, he's facing extradition to Canada for the kidnapping of El Najhaj Tameri after the U.S. sentencing, but that's if he survives. In the latest update, there are reports that Thorobread could be facing the death penalty for his charges in the U.S. More recent articles state that depending on the state prosecution's decision, if Thorobread is convicted of first-degree murder, he may get the death penalty legal in the state of Florida.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. The grand jury returned an indictment for 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder.
Just to give you guys some info on the state of Florida's death penalty, capital punishment. I'm going to play you guys something else out of this because I felt like even with that, that was a little bit of an error. Not an error in the information, but I should have played a little bit longer. So I'm going to play the extended version. Let me just pull this up here because I'm already, since I already got YouTube open. I'm going to play the extended version of that court case or of that hearing.
I see Johnny Smith.
For 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder.
Hold on. Let's go back.
Good morning, ma'am. Your indictment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
The grand jury returned an indictment for 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. The
Your Honor.
state filed its notice of intent to seek the death penalty on Friday.
Your Honor, will enter a plea of not guilty to the indictment, and there's just one quick issue to address as well. I know that there was a part of the court file that the state amended. I think it was maybe their own inter-office memo, but because
Yeah, so when I played it, I cut it a little bit short of them saying the full. She said yes, first degree murder, but not this part here that I didn't play that part in the video, right? And prior to that, they said his name, Deshaun Davis, da 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 da.
I know that there was a part of
But this part,
Counts of attempted first-degree murder. The
Your Honor.
state filed its notice of intent to seek the death penalty on Friday.
yo, look at her face. She was just like, oh my God. Another one. This is why I feel that this might, like, just off of body language, right? Because they're playing this a real close angle. Like, they got the camera like right underneath. It's kind of unflattering. Like Just Gaming, Just Ab Gaming. I hear you. She said she's a baddie. She's cool for an older lady, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't pick the most flattering angle of her. Like, they're like right under her chin, like above angle. Leaning down is the more flattering. You know what I mean? That's like if she's hanging over, if she's on top of you, and you get to see the sag off the face, you don't want to see that on camera. I'm just saying. It has nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying from a cosmetic standpoint.
Your Honor, will enter a plea of not guilty to the indictment, and there's just one quick issue to address as well. I know that there was a part of the court file that the state amended. I think it was maybe their own inter-office memo, but because it was part of the court file, I have an objection to just changing things that were part of the court file. If the state wishes to make an amendment, I would ask that they do it appropriately through the court.
Are we talking about the interoffice memorandum to the supervisor of intakes from Christina Diamond?
Yes.
Yes, Your
but
Honor.
It appears it was part of the court file. And I just happened to be sitting there watching it being amended subsequent to it being part of the court file, which is my objection.
I'll file a new one, Judge. It's just for the clerk's purposes.
I know. File a new one today with today's date.
I will.
So
And you ought to also just for clarification, Mr. Davis has advised me that he is in the process of hiring private counsel. He intends to do so by December.
Oh my God. So from what you guys can hear right there, he's attempting to get private counsel. So right now he's working with a public defendant. Holy shit, broski. They got you for an M on one of Chris Brown's people. So like, not even like a name brand, like a name brand hat. Starter cap. You know what I'm saying? Like with all the dazzles on it. The nigga worked with Drake. You can't have a public defender on shit like this. They caught this nigga back in 2023. This video, holy shit. This video is from 7 months ago. So January. Oh, tabarnak. Y'all got me cursing in French and shit, man. He better have a public defendant, a great lawyer by now.
6, which I believe it's either the 6th or the 8th the next time.
And that's if he's back up in court again. When they say, okay, we'll come back, we'll try this again in July. He might be just going to court now.
And we're on calendar. That was on calendar before the indictment was filed. So I would ask that we keep that date. I will be present, and Mr. Davis believes his new counsel will be entering their appearance by then or at that date.
Hold on, what's the date?
To
Let's find
keep that date, I will be present calendar. That so by December 6th, which I believe it's either the 6th or the 8th, the next time we're on calendar. That was on calendar before.
My bad. I said July. Stupid. December. Remember when I said this is from 7 months ago? So they're not trying this again till December, a whole year later. Holy. You see how fast they were able to get like Diddy to get to trial in compare. This nigga went to a case in January. He's not going to get back to in court till December. I don't know, man. Okay, let me ask you guys this before we get out of here. One in the chat if he gets extradited back to Canada. Two in the chat if they keep him in Florida and try him over there. Okay? Because if he gets sent back to Canada, and I'm not trying to say this to like to hurt the case in any way, but I know how maybe some of these legal people think over there. They might be like, you guys in Canada, you guys suck. You're not going to try this guy properly. And he's convicted of an M over here. He's convicted of a kidnapping back over there where you guys are from, which actually got turned up to a first degree anyway. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to do the job in Canada, because in America, we handle our criminals properly in America. I'm just saying, this is just the thought process of so maybe some of the prosecutors might be going through over there. Like, no, we're not extraditing him. We're keeping him here. Listen, for his people and his family and stuff like that, the best case scenario is for him to get extradited. And if he has to serve life in Canada, it's way better than serving life, obviously, in Florida, because they don't want you to serve life. They're just going to fry you. They're going to give you the electric chair. They need room in the jail. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody. I'm not going to put salutes on anybody in particular, because even Thorobread, I'm not putting no salute on him neither for this, because like if he's guilty of this, like, bro, that's fucked up, man. You need to find God, bro. You know what I'm saying? So no salutes for anybody in this right here. Let's move on though. Can you guys give me just a quick moment, because geez, where are we at? 1 hour and change. It's not so long in. I'm not going to be doing a 3-hour live today. Like, I'm a birthday, so I'm going to go live life. You know what I mean? But I want to show y'all something, and I'm going to just take 2 minutes to take a quick washroom break. I got the What's the Dirt interview dropping. Actually, I got interviews galore right now. I'm about to do some more. What's the Dirt interview is dropping tomorrow. Listen, man, for the members, salute to Old John Crow 416 Trackstar Music. He was the only member that was there for that for the pre-taping of this. You missed out, okay? I'll say this. I had to cut one piece of the interview out. So next time that I do a post in the community section saying that we're doing a pre-taping of an interview for members only, members, salute to all the members out there. Pull up. Oh, John Crow. I see you, my nigga. You were there. You were there. Lord. I cut out a piece though. I'm not gonna focus too much on it. But just for the future, anybody who's out there, if I post that I'm doing a pre-taping for members only and you're a member, don't skip it, because you might not get what was in the members pre-taping that you're gonna see in the interview afterwards. once we get a little time to get some edits in and do whatever, we might have to, cut it, slice it up a little bit, right? But if you're there when it's live, it's live. Y'all, sir, you heard it. You could be like, oh my God. But it was crazy. This is going to get us in some trouble. For all the K-bots out there, all right, relax. Don't just come up disliking the video. Oh my God, you brought the culture vulture back. What's wrong with you, Friday? You raccoon. Like, no, just relax. Okay? Raccoon, the forest animal, okay? YouTube, you need to relax too. But I'm going to play some of this.
Get people mad, right?
And I'll be back.
Like, you really got to be on your P's and Q's. Like, and he's pretty, he's.
You know what? I'll play the punch part. If that song was like not number one on the.
Is that glazing or is that just common sense? Like, is that mad respect for everything he's done?
There we go.
But it got to a point where I was seeing.
Here we go. TDE Punch, what up? Getting put under a different microscope, but I feel like his microscope is.
Yeah.
What happened there, man? Can we get into like how that started and where we are now?
Yeah, like I got nothing against TDE Punch. The guy is a legend. Like, let's just not mix words at all. Like, what he did is impossible not to respect. He's a founding member of TDE. Like, look at everyone that came up under that conglomerate, like Schoolboy, J-Rock, Ab-Soul, Kendrick, SZA. Like, he's still going. They're still going and they're thriving. And so I got mad respect for everything he's done. But it got to a point where I was seeing a lot of those guys are trying to push this thing. And it bothers me because I get it all the time. People assume for some reason by proxy that I'm a Trump fan or that I support Trump or whatever. And I've been seeing this narrative go around so much and they're trying to tie it back to Drake. And he's trying to make it seem like all of Drake's fans are like subscribed to this ideology and they all hate women and they're all and I could see where they get that from because I think Aiden, obviously he's very vocal about Drake. I think he supports Trump. Ack, I'm pretty sure same thing. So I could get where that comes from. But when you start painting entire fan bases with that brush, I think that's really problematic. I think is really, really dangerous. And I think it's just disrespectful, really. So when I seen him make a tweet about that or something in that vein, he said something like, it's crazy how the battle went. It's so divided. Hip hop is so divided. And he's saying you can almost tell like which side agrees with which politician, which sports star, which this. And that's coded language for Drake's fans or Trump fans. So I didn't like that. I had to say, that's ignorant. And this is not debatable. That is an ignorant thing to say because I had to say Drake is a global artist with so many fans. You can't say that they're all Trump fans. You can't say that. Yeah. Like in Canada, like, sure, we've got conservatives here, but for the most part, bro, this is a liberal place.
The argument that Punch has been trying to make is, or not the argument, I guess his analysis is that the average Drake fan is one of these manosphere types, Trump supporting, women hating types of people, and it's obvious by the people who support him, i.e. like an academics or Aiden Ross who interviewed Trump. So the average Trump supporter or right wing Andrew Tate type, manosphere type person is obviously listening to Drake. Is this facts?
Like
the liberal guy won. He just won.
Well, we've been liberal for how many years now? Like in a row?
Bro, people were thinking, okay, maybe Polyev is gonna win this one, and they voted for Carney, the liberal.
It's crazy.
I don't know,
bro.
man.
I voted for Jagmeet.
No, watch it, man. You might get goofs in your DMs, bro. And I seen somebody on Twitter saying, "Why you always skinning teeth when you're talking to that white man?" Or I think it was in my comments on YouTube. My bad. Why you always skinning teeth when you're talking to that white man? So I don't skin teeth when I'm talking to black people too. I like to smile, man. Like, relax.
He's in that crowd, right? So it's like, but I saw he was getting a lot of hate, and I didn't even think it was like a bad theory. But did you see that?
Hold on. Let me find something here. Part now. I want to know why. And you're saying that there was this song that were out.
Yes.
I'm going to play one more part and then we're going to move on. And this is coming out tomorrow, all streaming platforms in the morning. And we're going to be back over here at 6 p.m. It's like, I apologize for letting, you go crazy in my chat and stuff like that. But the Curtis King issue. There was a reason why you didn't like him in the first place and you were jumping in the chat.
Salute to
And
Red
that's
One.
what we need to get to the root of
Yeah.
Even though, like, yes, obviously it wasn't right to be jumping in the chat while we were having our live and we're past that part now. I want to know why. And you're saying that there was this song that were out.
Yes, and in his lives and stuff, people will send me clips of him like clowning me here and there, saying this and that, and then he had actual bars about me in a song just like a few weeks before that. So that's why I went on. I can't even remember what I said to him now in the chat. I don't think it was anything crazy. But
it was something about 40-year-old artist or something like that, or I don't remember exactly. It was an age shot or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did I? I can't remember what I said now, but that was enough for him. That's all. Delete it's one thing. That's just content. But Curtis King he's gonna get his face smacked off.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well, okay. We're out of the weeds, Matt. We're out of the weeds. Look at the man's face. Cheesed. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man. And listen, that's just one part of it. I asked about the happy dad. I asked about the 37 niggas. I asked about everything that y'all wanted to know. I got y'all at your service, man. I don't pull no punches. And that's my homie. So he knows I don't pull no punches. I tell him behind the scenes the same shit I say in front of the scenes. So all the questions that anybody ever wanted to know, I got him for y'all. I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Carol says Matt wants the West Coast fade and Queen will turn nothing. Woo. Y'all think so? And listen, I ain't got no issues with anybody, okay? I'm just here giving you all the news, all right? You think Curtis will turn on the fade with Matt? If Matt pulls up in LA and says, yo, Curtis, let's just meet up in the backyard somewhere. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Get to some old, come on, scene. Let's go, buddy. You know what I'm saying? On some 50 shit. But no, like, low key, and maybe a lot of people don't know, and I think he might have mentioned this in the interview. He do MMA. He might pretzel that nigga, bro. Come here, Chris. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep. Lay him down so he doesn't hit his head on the concrete. It's okay. You know, pet his head when he's go to sleep. It's okay. Go to sleep, buddy. Go to sleep. Okay. You know them ones there? He might give him one of those. I'm not saying that it's gonna. I'm just saying maybe that might be his game plan. You know what I'm saying? Armbar. Put him in the rear naked choke. Pause. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. It got spicy. To 2-piece, no biscuits, new fees don't play. I know. You think, you see, the thing is, we still, maybe some of us, and I don't know if Curtis hasn't said anything. He hasn't seen this yet. If he sees this now, it is what it is. But it'll be out tomorrow, right? So I'm sure he'll see it tomorrow. He might be like, I don't care. I know karate. I don't give a fuck. I'll give you a roundhouse kick. He might be like, bring it. Let's do this, nigga. When you coming over? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting some hamburgers on the grill. I don't know. I don't know. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. We're leaving that there. Tune in tomorrow. It's going down. Let's get into this Moji stuff. Moji. I don't know if, I think everybody who's watching this live is pretty much tapped into who Moji is. All right. Big salute to Moji. He's been low for a while. The maker of the song Still with the late, great Smoke Dogg. One of the songs that will go down in all-time Toronto history. All right. Moji is a legend. Was Moji with the dance moves? Right? I don't remember how the dance goes. You know, he did the Wiggins dance. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, he stamped in history. You know what I mean? He went through his issues with Drizzy Drake. He said that he gave Drake some sauce and and he didn't get no credit for it. He didn't get paid. There was a small money exchange. Y'all remember this whole story. I don't need to go over it again. You know, asses got beat. It was classic times. But he decided to come out of hiding. I don't know what set him off. I didn't really see anything on Reddit that really threw me off to be like, yo, Moji needs to come out of hiding. But he's tired of the Reddit, man. He's tired of Torontology. He said Torontology's offended his ass, bro. So he says Moji's heated at Torontology, and this is courtesy of Sick Block Disses. All right. Who else is in this collab here? I can't see who else is in there. But yeah, I'm in there too. All right. Moji get heated at Torontology and goes on a rant. So Toronto man readings. Excuse me if I fumble some of these words. All right. And plus, it's like hella hard to read. So I'm giving you a disclaimer from the beginning. This is going to be a botched reading. All right. So in the comments, go on crazy. Yo, Reddit weirdo youth, stop posting me. I choose to leave music and rapping alone. Don't got time for making music. It's haram business. That causes no good for anyone at the end of it all. I don't give a fuck which artist it is, which music ain't for us. Music ain't for us, even if we talented at making music. Which artist who was black had success at the end of it at it all. I feel like there should have been some more punctuations in there, but that was that. Okay, we got through that part. It's always a sad story at the end of it all. No matter which music you was which music making was making which genre of music, if they can't control you and mold you to their agenda, it's over for you. Woo. Is the man cooking? Because I feel like I could smell something in the kitchen. I think he's cooking. Let's continue. They mad. Yeah, I love the music. I loved music for music, but the music industry really ain't it. And the business side of it is so whack. It was way better than it was actually selling CDs. Sorry. It was way better whack. It was way better when they were actually selling CDs and streaming platforms, game shit fully full of robbery and poor artists. Even if you're a major artist, it's still a form of robbery. Bro, a comma, a period, bumbaclot. But I hear what he's saying, though. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a hot artist, even if you're Drizzy, you're still getting effed by the system in some way. You know what I'm saying? If you're beholding to these streaming platforms as far as where your income is coming from. So I do hear him. All right. Even the big artists are getting robbed. If I choose to come back to this tomorrow, I'll still take over. Remember, I left A. I didn't leave. It didn't leave me A. You fans or haters or enemies don't know I was born with it. So I'ma always have it regardless. Y'all move slow and stupid at times. Let that one go for a second. Jesus Christ. Shots. Shots. Just because I don't post or share with the world everything I'm up to doesn't mean I'm mentally ill or suffering from mental health or anything. People who have to post everything are suffering from mental health and issues and love attention, and y'all stuck in the matrix. Holy. Give me more. Woo! Listen, man. Kitchen is open, bro. I don't even need y'all opinions. He's cooking, bro. What? Keep cooking, bro. I like this, man. I like this energy. Just because I was born in '96, don't think I'm from y'all generation. I'm an old soul and I don't follow these new trends and go with the trends. I'm not a bot. It's called I got a mind of my own, you weirdos. Blood clot. Yo, talk to Tings, Bridget. Hold on, let me give you some. Yo, what they do to piss this nigga off, bro? We need to investigate. Jesus Christ. Nigga opened up the kitchen. Put the stove on high. Fuck y'all niggas, bro. Why are you guys even talking on me? I'm guilty. I'm talking on him right now. Moji heated rant at Torontology at 4 a.m. This is the post that I was just reading here. Is there any more that I'm missing? No, that's all we got there. We're gonna find out, gang. I'm seeing a lot of stuff from 3 years ago. Moji on live with Future a year ago. What was this? Okay, that happened. 2 years ago, 6 months ago, Regent Park Golden Child reappears in Saudi Arabia. Yo. This is what a man's up to?
Round two right now. Round two. Yo, how's he question? I don't know. I kind of like the better in Djibouti. I've been real with you. I've been in Medina for many years, many times. I ain't never seen somebody walking with a ma'wis, camel milk. I don't get with a Claire on his back, fam.
Niggas speaking straight Arabic. He ain't even speaking English to y'all niggas. I don't even need to speak English to y'all niggas. Yo, listen, leave Moji alone, man. I can't find a post of what set this guy off, but whatever it is, and listen, man, this is coming from somebody who's not very loved over there on Torontology, so I'm one to talk. They're gonna be like, shut up, Friday, you old head. Didn't we tell you to quit 8 years ago? Shut up. It's not happening. But yeah, leave him alone, man. Y'all toxic over there, bro. This place is literally just for toxic energy, just to bring down artists. If you go on, and listen, it's a Reddit thing. I'm not even going to put it on Torontology alone. It's just a Reddit thing. But if you go down any of these posts, bro, well, that's pretty cool. But for the most part, it's just toxic shit, man. I was watching posts of lean for sale, and there was another post that I seen of who got the most hats and who's the most with fake hats. And I'm just like, bro, don't even worry about what they're saying over there, fam. Even if they're talking your name and they're dissing you, bro, as long as they're talking your name, you know what I'm saying? But advice from OG, if he sees this, don't even worry about what Torontology's saying. And Torontology, leave this nigga alone, bro. You see that he's living life. He's over there doing his thing. He's in Saudi Arabia. He's getting away from you niggas, right? There's been a lot of loss and drama that's happened in his hood. So I'm sure he would like to get away from all of this Toronto madness. You know what I'm saying? So I respect the way that Moji's moving. Leave him alone, man. If he wants to come back to the rap game, let him do that in his own time. All right. That's all I'll say about that. Salute to Moji. All right. That's the guy right there. All right. Let the young goat live. Yo, the song's a classic. I'm not saying he's not a one-hit wonder, even though he had Wiggins. Wiggins was popping. But I'm just saying, like, it's still classic. You can have a one-hit classic. All right. There was something I wanted to address here quickly about bad chicken. They got some bad chicken in Popeyes. And this is not a new story. This is a story that happened a few weeks ago, or how long ago was this? Was this like a month ago? But I found this story on Instagram at first. Oh, it's only a month ago. And I think I needed to bring this guy to y'all attention, okay? Just so you guys are aware. I'm not trying to shit on Popeyes. If you guys want to do any kind of sponsorship in the future, I know it's a case-by-case basis, location-by-location basis. But as far as the suppliers of the chicken, we might have to be careful with what Popeyes is supplying us right now, because you might eat some nasty chicken over at the Popeyes. So fair warning, okay? Viewer discretion is advised if you're eating your dinner right now. Just be careful.
Popeyes Louisiana kitchen has been slapped with a lawsuit accusing the chain of using unsafe meat here in Ontario. The lawsuit was filed by ADP, a former raw chicken supplier to Popeyes. The company alleges it lost its contract after raising concerns about the safety of its poultry. It claims Popeyes bought meat from an unauthorized seller that allegedly stored and packaged raw chicken in residential garages. The lawsuit alleges that the seller provided rotten or expired chicken deemed unfit for human consumption to various Popeyes locations in Ontario. In a statement to CTV News, Popeyes says the claims are unfounded and that there is no evidence to support them.
Sorry. Whew. So just be careful if you go into a Popeyes. What you might want to do is, before you just take a bite into the chicken, open that bitch up. Just look inside. Just check to see if the meat is okay. You know what I mean? The texture of the meat. See if it peels off in like nice peels. Doesn't just break into a half. You know what I'm saying? And be like, whoa. Make sure that the chicken is good chicken. Like it has a good color in it. You know what I mean? Because they'll try to hide that shit. All right? It's not a pressing story, but I just want to warn you guys. They'll try to hide that shit. Put all the flour on top of that shit and the buttermilk and all that stuff, and maybe add some extra buttermilk. Oh, it's kind of sour. Ugh. Oh, add extra buttermilk. Don't worry, they won't be able to taste it. Just be careful. And they're being specific. This is not all Popeyes, all Ontario. So anybody out here, when you go to the Popeyes, just look into the chicken a little bit more, okay? I'll leave it there. I feel like Popeyes is not going to like this live stream because I got another Popeye story. This is not more Popeyes related more than Indian versus Indian. Did you guys see that viral video that's been going around? And I got a couple more stories that we're going to get to. Canadian school shooter case. I want to get to that, and the rat problem that we're having in Toronto. I'm not talking about the rappers, but as far as right now, did you guys see the Indian guy crashing out on the other Indian guy? I want to get you all opinion on this. At first, when I saw this video, I thought it was in Toronto. I thought it was in Brampton, but this is actually in America. Let me know what y'all think.
You just said out of your own mouth what you said to her. How are you going to tell me? We didn't say something. No, you said she's beautiful. Yes or no? I said you're looking so beautiful. Why the fuck would you say that? I'm sorry for that because we just. You please get this.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Well,
your wife comes to the store.
Yeah, but
wants to pick up a freaking sandwich.
Yeah, but
is she crazy?
Yeah.
That she sits through these fucking compliments, these fucking creeps.
These fucking creeps, the man said. Oh, yeah, thank you, Two Piece No Biscuit. He says that's in Kansas City, right? But the same can apply over here because I feel like we can super relate as to people over here in Toronto. Aura says this is Pakistani versus Indian beef. That's the thing, right? So these guys, I know there's two different countries, but like they have brown on brown guy beef. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this brown guy beef. And I asked the question in the poll here: is homie doing too much? Because apparently these two guys behind the counter, and I do get it, like to a degree. They said his wife is beautiful. They complimented his wife. That could be looked at in two ways. They could have been like, yo, your wife is beautiful just because he might have a hot wife, whatever. Or it could have been like, yo, you're overstepping your boundaries. All right? And not in the ways like, oh, because you guys are supposed to be lower caste system and all that type of shit. No, you're just like, what are you doing? You're being, the man called them creeps. All right? So maybe that the way that they're saying, oh, and listen, don't kill me for any accents or anything, all right? I'm not trying to be racist. They might have been like, oh, you're so beautiful. And Shorty was just like, what is that? Why is that? What's the linger for? Like, thank you, but what's the linger? You know? Doing that shit and like, you're so beautiful. You know? Not looking at her eyes, looking at her. You never know. Right? Or is it like not okay to say that to anybody's woman? And then also I need more information. Well, I'm sorry. They're gonna kill me later on. What's up with this, Friday? Why are you doing this? Why you gotta do the head part though? Come on, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to make sure that we bring the example home.
Why?
They made a mistake.
This is not your fucking country. This is not India or something, dude.
Excuse me?
We're in the fucking States.
Yeah.
I understand you're upset.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that thinks that like this guy, he's part of this I've been here in America for longer than you, so I'm a better Indian guy than you. Like you guys just don't know any better because you're fobs. You came fresh off the boat. But I've been in America. I'm born here. You know what I'm saying? So he might even have this self-hatred, I'm better than you type of complex going on there too. Just from the type of words that he's using. And it's like, yo, we're not in India. Like, bro, you look like you're from India too, bro. Right? I know somebody said in the comments Pakistan versus India beef, but like he might be like one of those I'm better than you type of Indian niggas. Like, come on, fam. You guys are pieces of shit. I'm good though. I'm one of the good ones though. Like, fam, in the end of the day, in front of white people, they're all gonna think you're all pieces of shit. So you know that kind of attitude ain't gonna get you nowhere. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating. That might be the point of view he's coming from. Like, yo, we're not in India, man. It's hard to say, yo, you sound racist because like you're the same race.
understand what you're talking
Right.
about. It is a generational thing.
Right.
In his generation, that would have been okay.
No, it would not have been
okay. They would have took it better.
Yeah,
They-
people-
it would have not been okay.
Yeah.
It is never okay to speak to a woman you do not know and talk about her looks.
Listen.
There's a difference in class.
Listen.
There's a difference in respect. There's no difference in generation.
Listen.
He even still has a little bit of an accent there. So, like, I don't know, man. That might have been like a bad shot for him to be taking. Like, bro, you're not in India anymore. Like, fam, that's nasty work.
You made your point, man. They've learned.
This brother on the side's like, you made your point, bro. Oh, okay, man. Let's get out of here, man. Let's get the chicken and leave, man.
Learned a lesson. They won't do it again.
I want
They learned a
action
lesson.
against them. I'm sorry, but this is not okay.
Bro,
really, I was saying he was taking it some other way. We didn't say like that. The thing is,
Keep in mind, this is 3 minutes. Okay? Respectfully, if I was in line and I have to be waiting an extra 3 minutes because homie is beefing with the guys behind the counter, I think you guys might know me well enough by now over the years, for the people who've been really following along, I would have lost my fucking patience, bro. I would have been like, yo, get out of the line, bro. Go argue with these niggas in the back, bro. Or you arguing about your stupid wife? Yo, get that bitch out of here, fam. Yo, I'm waiting for my chicken, bro. Fuck your wife. And then me and him would have started fighting. And then it would have all went left. Because I don't have enough patience to be waiting for you to be arguing with homies behind the counter over your chick. Niggas is waiting for their chicken, bro. Get out of the line, bro. Go argue with them in the back. You know what I'm saying? That's where my brain goes. A little bit selfish, so I understand. I'm not thinking about the interaction that might be happening and the trauma that his wife might be going through or whatever. I'm thinking about my chicken, bro, and you're in the way, and it's taking 3 minutes for you to argue with these people about whatever the hell's going on that has nothing to do with my chicken. The fuck? Get out of the line, bro.
you just do not freaking say it.
Yeah, but they won't do it again.
He immediately says
You got to have some grace.
I do.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a crazy person.
No,
this is like
yeah.
insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to anyone. When he comes, I expect.
Me and this guy will end up on the floor, freaking wrestling. Yo, get out! I just wanted my chicken.
One of you guys to like explain what I have said here. I'm sure you guys have cameras.
Right.
I wanted to go and look at it. I've been a GM, like manager at many store locations.
Is there anything that
Not at a single time has anyone. There is no other way to take it. We apologize.
Yo, they got right underneath the old man's chin. Yo, pause. Yo, is this him taping this? This guy, Graybeard over here? Is he filming this shit? And no, pause again, man. Like, yo, you're so close up on mans that like your shoulders are touching. Like, go on, fam. What was happening before here? Are we like watching the clipped out part of a Diddy party or something? Like, go on.
We apologize. We are saying sorry rather than that. What can I say?
Yeah.
We just greeted him in a good way. That is not how you greet him.
Yeah,
But
they
we
learn.
try to understand that.
Yeah, they understand.
Yeah.
Don't escalate it in an argument.
No, I'm done.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. You made your point, man.
just for future sake, for
Yeah,
your own
right.
self.
Right.
Even the brother's tired of it. Like, you made your point, man. Okay, bro. They said your wife was beautiful. Now you're just boosting it so that everybody online could be like, yo, I wonder what his wife looks like, though, still. Like, she must be really hot for the way the man's crashing out. Like, you look like a idiot, Bridget.
Yeah. Please don't do that to anyone. Because I am a very nice person.
No, you're not.
Someday see a motherfucker that's not as nice.
You're not a nice person, bro. This is 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Nice people don't hold up the line in the goddamn Popeyes because a nigga said your wife was good. Shut up, bro. You're an asshole.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
There's some crazy people out there.
Right.
And this is Kansas.
Yeah.
One second. you were taking some other way, but I didn't read like that. You've already said out of your own
Just
mouth.
leave it alone.
How you greeted.
Don't.
Whatever you said is fine.
Right. Just apologize and just.
You don't need to apologize.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I will apologize to someone else, and I don't even know if they would ever forgive you.
Hey, sir.
You have any
I do appreciate you.
All right, I'm over this guy. He's a gym bro too. You could tell he's one of the gym bros. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that he made sure that he worked out so that he wouldn't bully him anymore. Oh, let me ask you. I asked you guys in the comments here, and then we're gonna move on because again, not a pressing story. Is homie doing too much? 77% says yes. 23% says no. So I think all corners of the internet has covered this story at this point now. I've seen this story on Abba and Preach. I've seen it on different YouTube channels. Now we're over here, the Toronto podcast or network or whatever, covering it. Broski, nobody agrees with you, bro. Everybody thinks you look crazy. So if you were trying to go viral by posting this and being like, look at these guys, look at the way these guys act when they come to Kansas. They don't even know how to act. It didn't work, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's move on, man. Somebody asked me a question as far as if I wanted to look into something here. Friday, what's your thoughts on, what is this? Jungi and the Bunch? What is that? Put me on. Let me know if you have to say any more details on that, and salute to Rap says, I don't know. You know, I don't be reading shit when y'all scrunch all the words together. But I wanted to move on to this school shooter story, because I think a lot of the times when we associate school shooting, we think about like these small town America places where the white boy has the trench coat and he went in and, you know, he was being bullied in school, and then he went to the school and just let off and got his revenge on the students that were innocent, but, you know, he had problems. We don't really think about school shooting and Toronto and stuff like that. When we think about that stuff here, it's more like isolated incidents of gang violence where, you know, some kid brings a burner to school and shoots up the place, and maybe a couple of innocent bystanders got hit, unfortunately. Now, there's an incident that happened with a young gentleman the other day. I guess he got self-defense when it came to him bringing a gun to school. And he said that the reason that he was carrying his gun is because Toronto is like Chirac. So I'm going to play you a video here. I'm sorry, gang. We're in a negative place in society here, man. People are just crashing out. Our system is trash. We have a very catch and release type of system. I'm going to go over this video here courtesy of Society Unveiled, Canada's shocking school shooting verdict, self-defense or system failure.
Is in big trouble. Remember that Scarborough teenager who committed a school shooting a few years ago? You're not going to believe what the outcome was in this case. I've never seen anything like this in our country. Before I delve into this, hit the like button if you think our country is too soft on criminals. Comment your thoughts about gun rights in Canada. Consider subscribing. It's totally free and you can always unsub. All right, let's get into it.
Earlier today, as was just mentioned, shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon, police were called to the school here, which is behind me. And one male victim was located. I can say now that this investigation has become a homicide investigation. The deceased is an 18-year-old male, and I can confirm that he is a student at this school. We do not believe that the immediate area or the residents in the area are under any sort of threat of danger. We believe this this was a targeted event. And like I said earlier, this is an early stage of the investigation, so there's not much else I can provide in terms of where we are with that. I would ask, though, that area residents or people that might have been in the area shortly around 3 or shortly after 3 with dash cam footage or cell phone footage or anything like that, saw anything out of the ordinary, to please call the homicide squad.
Haven't been here very long. Got here about 20 minutes ago. There's a lot of tears inside. There's a lot of upset teachers. As we always do when there's an incident with our kids or our staff, we'll have a full complement of social work and professional services staff. We're working.
And like I said earlier, this is one of these incidents. Again, this is not a mass shooting, right? Doesn't make it any better or worse. I'm just saying it's not a mass shooting. This is one of these incidents where the kid brought a gun to school, got into an incident, and another young man was killed.
With the police, so we'll have to let you know for sure what happens with the school tomorrow. If it remains an active investigation and we're taking our lead from police, we might have to pivot to remote. We're not sure, but we'll let our families know. And as soon as we're all together again, whatever the kids need, whatever the staff need, they will get.
It's devastating. It's an absolutely unfortunate event that's taken place today. Very young individual has lost his life today, and I can assure you that the Toronto Police Service and the homicide squad will do their very best in investigating this matter, and hopefully bring the person or persons responsible for justice.
Well, a verdict has been reached.
I'll get to that in a second. As far as the verdict, salute to Brown Skin Dragon. She says it's spooky in the 6, but compared to Chicago, it's a stretch. Yeah. Even the other day, statistics were starting to go down, or they were showing that the statistics were down as far as murders that have happened in Toronto. You know, any murder is a bad murder, but there's only been 17 as of July right now. So like we're doing great in comparison to previous years. Okay. But let's get to the verdict.
And it's not guilty on the basis of self-defense. I didn't read or see this on CBC, CTV, Global News, or any other major media site. The Toronto Star reported the following. Jury acquits teen who claimed self-defense in fatal Toronto school shooting, saying he carried gun because his neighborhood was like Iraq. It goes on to say that he didn't
even say Chirac. He went straight to Iraq, like broski. You guys are making me tired, like mentally tired. Like,
of second-degree murder, fired 4 shots in self-defense, believing the victim, 18-year-old Jefferson Gourier, was lunging at him with a knife outside a high school in the city's East End. The fatal shooting, just as classes were ending for the day on Halloween in 2022, drew widespread attention due to the proximity to students. So one person was killed, and another was also shot and wounded, but he's been let off with no charges. If not guilty is the precedent for self-defense in Canada when you're actually killing somebody, then why was a man who was defending his home charged with firing a weapon in a public place? This two-tiered.
We spoke about that, and I spoke to a lawyer about that on camera. Salute to Jordana Goldlist. Holy, that's a good question. And I'm not saying yo lock them up, lock up the kid, but okay. Your self-defense is in accordance to you and a next homie who was trying to stab you. If you had a gun at your school, I'm going to assume that you're not a maskeen that just found a gun in your parents' gun case or whatever. Because, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, as a black youth, like your parents probably don't have a legal gun in the freaking in a storage somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the chances are low. So you obtain this gun probably via the streets, demand them. So technically, you're just as guilty as the dude in the school with a knife. If you're being bullied and now you went and purchased a gun, guess what, homie? You're still guilty. I understand the bullying part. It's bad. And, it sucks. To demand them at school or trying to bully you and might take your life. But if you go and purchase a gun and then pop said man them and you don't get any charges, I understand self-defense. Don't get me wrong. But we're also in a place where we're not allowed to have handguns. So how is it that this youth is able to get off scot-free? I understand juvenile, full frontal cortex not completely developed, but I don't know, man. I'm conflicted. Yeah, this is why I'm conflicted. Thank you, Felix Souvenir. Says, imagine that was your son. I am conflicted, right? Because if it was, it's like, bro, what is happening over at the school that you need to feel that you need to go purchase a gun and go to school? Like, where do these kids go? I want to go over to the school now and see what's going on with the man them. And they'll probably shoot my head off too. Stab me up. That's crazy. So like I don't even know if he should have done the time or if they did the right job as far as letting him go scot-free. Because that's the thing. It's one thing to be like, all right, we're not going to ruin the rest of your life for the bad choices that you made on that day. But I don't know. There's just still a part of me that feels like there should be some kind of punishment, just a little bit. Catch 22 says everyone under 18 scares me. Listen, I won't say completely to the whole scared, like scared. Listen, don't bring no scared business around here. Like I won't say I'm scared too, but I hear you. I'm concerned when I see the it's like 35 degrees, 40 degrees right now. And I see the man them walking down in the full Nike Tech suit, hoodie up, balaclava up, like, or mask on the face, or one of those surgical masks. Like, why, bro? Why? You know what? I'm getting back in the car. All right. He made 0 bad choices Friday. Stop. I don't know. Like I said, it could be a bullying thing. If he's being bullied in school and that was his retaliation, he was trying to be a good youth. My bad. He's trying to be a good youth and he just got pushed to the edge. I could also understand that. You feel me? You don't understand the question? It's more of like, I'm just trying to figure out if him getting off scot-free was the right thing. Like, was our legal system not the right thing or the wrong thing? Was our legal system being lax, or was it our legal system doing the right job? That's what I'm trying to figure out when I'm going through this case. Let me play a little bit more of this video because I feel like we might be leaving out a little bit of the context. But there's not really much of it left.
Justice system in Canada is going to lead to a major increase in crime. I can tell you right now that I've seen a lot of people online saying that this two-tier firing a weapon in a public place, this two-tier justice system in Canada is going to lead to a major increase in crime. I can tell you right now that I've seen a lot of people online saying that they're going to start carrying a gun with them and then claim self-defense if they shoot someone because they feel like they're, quote, in danger. I can see why the media wants to hide this story from the public because it sets a very dangerous precedent that people can just go around willy-nilly with guns like these British Columbians.
I can hear the racist undertone in your voice there, sir. You might need to pull it back a little bit. What's your name again, homie? And I found this video because you're in my analytics, so we cross-pollinate in audiences. Society Unveiled. I could hear a little bit of the tone in there right there, man. You might want to pull back on that a little bit. I understand your anger when it comes to the heavy immigration and stuff, but you don't got to be racist, my G.
Colombians?
You hear that? British Colombians?
Dangerous precedent that people can just go around willy-nilly with guns like these British Columbians. Overall.
So wait a minute. And I know it's not about that, but it is about that. If they were white British Columbians, would that have been okay for them to be shooting off the rifles? Because they're shooting off rifles. It's not like they're like there with like Glock 13s, like bang, 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 bang. Yo, this is so cool. No, they're in the forest shooting off rifles where they might be allowed to do that. Like, what's the deal? Is it because they're Indian? Like, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? If they were wearing Duck Dynasty suits with big beards and they were just like, hey, man, we're just having a good old time. Pass the blue. Right? Pass the blue light. Would this be in this video right now? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to call you a racist. I'm just asking.
I believe that you should be able to defend yourself to the death without any criminal charges if your life is in danger. And I believe that Canada should have a Castle Doctrine law that protects people from unjustifiable laws that discriminate against ordinary Canadians who only want to protect their family. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Should Canada change our laws around self-defense or keep everything as it is?
Yes, I understand the question also. And let me put this up on the screen here. Where was that? Stuto Aura says, better question is are they allowed to be holding guns? Yes, that's also a very good question. If they're not, then obviously that's a bad look for anybody, whatever race. But how do we even know if they are or not? You know what I'm saying? We can't see their permits from the video that they put up. And the fact that they're shooting rifles, just from my knowledge of gun laws over here, like, yes, you're allowed to have handguns, but you can't be in the forest shooting off handguns. I don't know if there's laws against shooting off rifles in the forest. Like I know you can hunt, right? You can hunt in Canada. People be hunting at specific times. So if they're not following that, then yes, obviously that's not cool. But like I said, it's not like they showed two Indian guys in the forest, and I would say even more specifically, Punjabi guys in the forest busting off the AK. Ga, 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 ga. Yo, look at my new guns. Ha, 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 ha. Canada's so lax. Right, but that's besides the point. As far as with this whole thing here with this young man here, I do get the justice system from one side, and I guess this is the liberal part of me coming out, where these young people at such a young age, like 13 years old, and you're in school, or anywhere around that age block where you're in school and you're dealing with such wild experiences that you feel that like you need to bring a gun. Like they said that these kids tried to stab him, or the kid tried to stab him that got shot. And RIP to that young gentleman who got shot as well, who died, and condolences to his family, right? Let's make sure that we say that. But if you're that young and you're having to deal with situations like that, I could understand that could be super, super traumatic and something that makes you do something irrational, especially when you're not getting to the age where like I am now, where I'm making more rational decisions. Like I'm not going to fly off the handle and be a hothead and, maybe think twice. Even think twice in a criminal way if I had to, and be like, yo, I ain't going to get him at school, but I'm going to catch him when I catch him. I'm not condoning that stuff, but I'm just saying the recklessness of the situation where like you shoot somebody at school, you're getting caught. There's not no way around that, right? But the circumstances around it is what I'm thinking maybe the defense was looking at, maybe the judge was taking into consideration, and also not ruining the rest of that young man's life because of rash decisions that he was possibly pushed to make. Okay, and this is me giving him the benefit of the doubt that he could have been pushed to that decision, and he might have not been a gangster. If they were able to argue that, then let him come home. It's soft. Not soft because somebody died, but let him come home. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like y'all niggas are just on some gangster shit and you brought your fuckery from outside on road and brought it to the school and now you're putting other students in danger, then I think that maybe he might have had to get a little bit more than just, oh, you get to come home with a slap on the wrist. Nah, B. He's got no accountability taken for this shit, and he will do it again. Okay, so let's hope it's not the latter. Let's hope it's the former of what I just mentioned. He's a good youth that was pushed to the edge. Because if it's the latter, then the system has failed us once again. That's all I'm saying. I've flushed out the thought now. Thank you. Because I was just trying to think like, how do I examine this? Yes. Okay. So if it's one or the other, If he's a bad youth already and he came into the school trying to mash up shit, and it's like, oh, when I catch this op at school, I'm shooting him, then they should have locked that nigga under the jail. And I'm sorry if that's how, if people feel a way about that. But if you were pushed to the edge and you had other aspirations and not trying to be a gangster in school, then let the youth come home and live his life. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Felix, I understand, and maybe you might have a closer connection to this. I understand defending your life, but there's one thing defending your life if you're already a demon, and then there's one thing defending your life if it's like, yo, I'm just a good youth trying to stay out the way. You guys need to leave me alone. And then he ended up shooting them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, salute to the families of everybody who's involved in this as well, because I'm sure like the families, the trauma is just on a high. The therapy is going to be needed forever. You know what I'm saying? And I seen somebody also address that. We need to start making therapy free. I'm going to keep on pushing that. Anytime we talk about therapy, we can have levels to the shit. Like if you want to have the best therapy, like if you can have a public defender to defend you on a crime, then we should be able to have some kind of free therapy in the world, or, you know, at least let's start with our country, where you can go to the free therapist and, you know, vent and, you know, deal with your mental health in some kind of way, at least in any kind of way. And now if you have bread, then you can go buy the most expensive therapist that you can. But at least the option to go get therapy for anybody should be there. It shouldn't be something that you only can get access to if you have the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I get what you're saying right there. Brown Skin Dragon therapy needs funding because of the resources needed. But the therapy that is being funded by the people who pay for their therapy, because if you're somebody who got money, like you, especially if you're in the higher and the 10% and stuff like that, you're not going to take the free therapist. You're going to pay your $300 an hour for the therapy and whatever. So whatever money comes from the therapy that gets paid, that can be allocated into the free therapy that's available. Don't get me wrong. You might not be able to get the best therapist if you're getting the free but at least you have access to one, somebody to talk to. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm moving on, man. I got one more story in me, and then I'm going to go live some life. And thank you to everybody who's been giving me these happy birthday greetings in here and stuff like that. Thank you. It's much appreciated. A milestone has been made. So we definitely have a blessed day today. I want to talk about the rat problem. And I'm going to say again, when I talk about the rat problem, I'm not talking about the rappers. I'm not talking about the man them on road who's snitching too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about myself when people be like, yo, you be ratting over here. Oh, you police. I'm talking about actual disgusting rodents. One of my phobias, actually, like, ugh, I can't even deal with mice. You know what I'm saying? Far less actual rats. But there's been like these designations that they've been trying to put on different levels of, how do I explain this? Different levels of how dirty the city is. Okay. So I think they were talking about putting like green signs on certain buildings, like if you passed all of the checks, and orange signs if there might be rodents in your building and stuff like that. Like, it gets deep. So I'm going to play a couple of videos here because I was watching the story earlier. There's one that's actually
rat response plan is being considered.
My bad. There was one that was from a few weeks ago, because this has been an ongoing, a few weeks ago, few months ago, few years ago. This has been an ongoing problem in our city. All right. So this is a video courtesy of CTV News. It says Toronto rat response plan could cost $500,000 as the city deals with an infestation. Keep in mind, it's summer, heat wave. I don't be downtown like that anymore, but I'm sure it's nasty.
Meantime, at City Hall, a proposed rat response plan is being considered by a council committee.
It's aimed at coordinating the response by city departments to curb rat infestations. CTV's Beth McDonnell joins us now live with more details on this rat issue. Beth.
Nathan, the city's Economic and Community Development Committee is meeting right now to discuss the city's rat problem. The population has been increasing for years, and research suggests that
They're talking about the population like as if it's immigration or something. Like, no, they're like they're just multiplying at a higher rate. Like, why did I even pull up this story, bro?
greater density and warmer temperatures are to blame. And now the city is looking to deal with the rodents. So the city has come up with a rat response plan. It says complete eradication of rats is virtually impossible and recommends focusing on sustained, coordinated efforts to reduce the population. One barrier is that cities offer abundant food sources and rats breed quickly.
Those are not even the Those are not even the real problem ones. Those are little baby mini ones. Holy. And you see how it's coming out of a burrow? Ugh. I'm going to give you guys a quick story time. So once upon a time, when I was living in Parkdale, when the gentrification was first happening, I would say this is like 2006. Okay. And I could dox myself because I don't live there anymore. I was living in some buildings that were pretty popular, 345 Dufferin and 295 Dufferin. The two buildings right next to each other. Let me see. Just so I can give you guys some more description on the shit. The two buildings were right next to each other. So there was like an area where there was a roundabout in front of the building, in front of the two buildings. And in this roundabout, there was gardens. On my side of the building, because I lived in 345 at the time, the landlords and stuff like that were a little bit better. So the garden on our side, and this is the garden I'm talking about right here. I wish I could make this bigger. Pause. Well, anyhow, y'all can see the garden here on my side was cool. On the other side of this picture here, and is there other pictures that I can pull up? That's the side of the building. I'm going down memory lane when I go to these buildings. This is the building I moved into when I first moved to Parkdale, period. They made the shit look nicer now. Anyhow, on the other side, the landlords and stuff like that weren't so good. And this is back in 2006 again, I'll reiterate. The landlords weren't so good, so they didn't really keep an upkeep on the garden over there. At the same time, around in the back over here, there's all kind of construction that was happening in the back here. If I post another angle, there's houses and stuff all back here. There used to be all train tracks. There was nothing back there at one point in time. And then they started building bare townhouses because they were starting to do the gentrification of the area and start building Liberty Village. Now, cranes all over the place. Once the crane started coming and digging up all in the back where the train tracks and all of that stuff was. And anybody who's from Parkdale, if you know, the train tracks where people used to go walk, take shortcuts to get over to Lansdowne and all that type of shit, like different times. But when they started digging up all of that shit, we started getting rats galore, like heavy infestation of rats. Okay. And then the borough that it was coming out of on the other side, on the 295 side, when I used to pull up my truck and park just for a second in front of 295 and have my high beams or my light beams on that garden, you used to see one after the other, like by the dozens, rats running out of the borough of the hole, especially because the light was flashing on it. So you just see, like in a space of like 30 seconds, you'll probably see like 20 of them. Like it was bad. 2006. This is not, we're in 2025 right now. This is 2006. This is why when I see this little hole here, whew, brings me back. Good times, but different times. Oh my God. So if this is back in 2006 and we've just had an increase in the population, like as if, you know, the airport like just opened up crazy or something, then what the hell? Oh, by the way, when they finally finished building up those townhouses, poof, and they started moving in all of the new people from all over Coburg, wherever all these new gentrified people come from, poof, all the rats disappeared. We don't give a shit about you Parkdale people. Y'all could trip over the rats at the Burger King all day. We don't care. But once they started moving out them good white people around, they said, poof. I don't know how they did it, but they did it literally within 24 hours. Ugh. Hell no, I would never hide my stash there. Imagine hiding my stash in that hole there. I go stick my hand in there to go pick up my work, and I get my hand bit off by a rat. No, sir.
The plan says it needs about $500,000 to hire staff and support public communication and rat management training.
They got that, bro. When it was time for the vid, they just started handing out $2,000 to all types of people, no problem, myself included. Okay? You got that. You're $500,000 to get rid of the rats. Go spend that. That should have been spent yesterday. The hell, man? We're not even talking about, oh, we're going to have to take this amount of billion. Like $500,000? Pay that, bro. Put a tip on it.
Some of the main objectives are to reduce access to food and shelter for rats, support residents and businesses, and prioritize rat response in the worst.
Look at him. He's just going, bro, undisturbed.
Areas. The report says to date there is no public health and safety risk of the rats that are in our city, and it hopes to implement the plan in 2026. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Beth McDonnell. With Nathan and Michelle, back to you.
Ugh. Push the T voice. Ugh. Damn, bro. If it's only 500 G's to be able to fix this problem, they need to fix that ASAP, bro. Our city's in a bad place where we let the problem get this far. To be honest, they could have fixed this problem probably years ago if they spent like $1 million on the problem 10 years ago. Because I've told you the story. My story that I told you guys is from 19 years ago. This is not a new story. This is not like 5 years ago that I told you guys about this bad rat problem. This story that I just played for you guys is from the other day or from today. But this, I'm talking about 19 years ago when I seen disgusting levels of rat infestation in this city. So I can't even imagine where we are now. If you go downtown now, you're going to see them. Okay? You walk around, listen, man them. I know we have the ability to go take a piss in the alley. Do that at your own risk, okay? You're going to get your shit bit off in the alley with the infestation around here because they're not doing shit about it. If it only cost them $500 to do this shit, do it now. You know what I'm saying? Real truth. What up, man? I think I might leave it there. I think y'all got any more news stories for me? I feel bad. I usually do 3-4 hour lives on a Wednesday, but on my birthday, man, I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? Real Truth says justice for Jack. Jack, please come forward. Imagine that was your innocent 15-year-old son, brother, or friend. Shaking my head. I understand, bro. I seen the Gardner crash. I don't really do traffic reports, but I did see that. That was insane. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, we got interviews that are dropping tomorrow. I got the What's the Dirt that interview that we played a little preview of earlier. I suggest that y'all check it out. Salute to all the members who've been tapping in, who've been watching all of the interviews behind the scenes. I'm working on a Smiley interview. I'm going to put that into the universe. I've been talking to Smiley behind the scenes. It's been taking a little bit longer than I wanted to, but we are going to do our due diligence to make sure that we get that for the people. Okay. Look out for the Hood Baby Peppa and Hood Baby Rah Rah interview that's dropping next week. All right, that's going to be a fire interview. I've had a great conversation with them, gentlemen. And look out for my Kyrie Snow interview. 12-year-old rapper and producer. He is sick with it. And I'm going to be loading up the member section with more stuff. All right. So thank you to everybody who's been giving me the happy birthday shout outs. I'll be seeing y'all next week. Back to business. Until then, we're off of this. Deuces.